putting that shape to your life allows you to open up to the fullness of life and say, yeah, this is who I am. And this is what it represents for me right now.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the Tiff and Tony Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode with Tiff and Tony. Tony, how are you doing today?
I am awesome. Thank you very much. I am loving the indoors of my house and my office that I see every day. And I am not jealous at all of where you are and your background. And I don't need to process any jealousy feeling at all, because what the background that you are in right now is no better than where I'm sitting right now.
No, I mean, you're in like your cozy space.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for acknowledging all of that.
Yes. And where are you today? Where are you?
So the Colorado River is behind me. I'm in Moab, Utah still, soaking up my final days here before I start heading back towards Oregon. So we're just loving it. Yeah.
It looks stunning.
It is. It's beautiful. We're definitely going to miss these red rocks.
Yes, I can imagine. And the cool thing about today is you have a river in the background.
Yes, and that's cool because we're talking about the shape of your life. And Tony, why don't we start with you, because we're already kind of there in that zone. What is the shape of your life? And then we can talk about what that means and why we're talking about it today.
Yes, absolutely. So the shape of my life is a river. And I sat a long time thinking about what this could be and why it would be a river. I chose a river to represent the shape of my life, because a river typically goes through twists and turns, right? It definitely shapes the countryside through which it flows. It brings life to the countryside through which it flows. It transports people from where they are to where they want to be. And ultimately, when water is in motion, very little stops it from moving. It will find a way around, through, over, under. Water in motion stays in motion. And I've had this idea that success happens in motion. And so that's really my life. I've had twists and turns. I've had some of those shallow moments. I've had some rapids. I've had some waterfalls. I've had the deep kind of flowing river, like the river that's behind you right now, deep and steady. And yeah, I think the whole visual of a river and me is a very good kind of combination of my life. And I can picture the river as my life shape.
So why are we even talking about having a life shape? Why is it important to you, and why is it going to be our challenge for today?
Yeah, so last week we talked about having a life mission statement, right? This kind of puts you on a pathway into life. And I think the human brain is a visual operating system, right? We visualize things a lot. We are very much story-based. Anything you want to get over and anything you want to really remember is story-based and visual. And so I think the representation of a mission statement and then having that visual representation to kind of couple alongside that really helps keep us on track. Knowing that a river represents my life, and that last statement of, when water's flowing, very little kind of stops it and prevents it from flowing. That sums me up. When I come across a hurdle, it's not something that I go, I'm out, I'm done, thank you very much. I'm really looking to say, how can I get over, round, under, through? What can I do to continue the PureGame story, my life story? And so that visual representation goes a long way. And I took it one step further because I got a tattoo of a river, and I'll show it to you there. Look, there you go. That's my river tattoo. I got it. Thank you. I got it 6 weeks ago. And when I'm when I'm struggling, I will look at the river tattoo and go, no, this is who I am. I'm supposed to be on this life journey.
It's a tangible representation of your life and your goals and what you want your life to represent. So bonus points for anyone who gets a tattoo of their shape of life. On a more serious note, what I really love about that and just think is so cool about these shapes of our lives, and I'll share mine after this, is that, like you said, rivers, there's obstacles in the way. There's things that aren't always going to go maybe the way that we planned to go. And I feel like attaching a symbol that represents all of that helps us validate when we do struggle in life, because so often it's easy to fall into maybe even the pit of despair or feel incredibly discouraged when we face challenges. And while that doesn't invalidate any of that, I think us being able to remind ourselves that it's okay that we're having a hard time because we're facing obstacles. It's okay to feel the challenging things that we feel when we're struggling, and recognizing that that's so much a part of life can help us get through those times, because life isn't just rainbows and ponies and me playing by the river. You know, I'm not just playing in the river every day with my dogs. As much as I wish that were the case, it's not true. And so choosing a shape that captures all of what life can throw at us and has to offer is really an important part of this piece for us as we come up with our shape for our lives. So I'm going to pull my phone out and read what I wrote, just so I don't butcher it, because I put a lot of thought into this. Not to say you didn't put a lot of thought into yours, just because you write it down. But you have a tattoo. So yours is like permanent on your body.
I win.
That's full commitment right there. So maybe someday I'll have a picture of a tree tattooed on me, which in the past I've actually had that on my list of tattoos, is a picture of a tree. So it's a tree because I'm deepening my roots in the ground and with myself, while growing taller and bigger into the space around me, branching out in different directions, experiencing pruning through the loss of leaves and branches, and seeking the life-giving water. Like tree pose in yoga, it's a balancing act, practicing and getting stronger while knowing and accepting my limits when I need rest. And I just love trees. I've always been attracted to trees, which is part of the reason I love the forest so much. And I'm so glad I'm headed back to Oregon to be in the forest. I'll be surrounded by trees, and I'm going there to feel grounded and start really deepening my roots. And so I won't be, traveling as much anymore. And so I think this topic is just really timely for me in my life as I'm thinking about what shape I want my life to be. And I know that I want to be surrounded by trees, and I just think they're strong and beautiful and have so many facets that are really metaphorical for life here. So
we've journeyed together through the Tiff and Tony show, through your trips out into wherever you've been over the last couple of years, and I really do see that idea of a tree as the shape of your life, right? Because you've been working really hard to deepen those roots and to branch out and to grow, and I love that, because it really does, knowing you well now, it really does sum up who you are. And I think that's the key behind all of this. It can be any shape. It can be a circle, a triangle, a square. It can be a flat, simple shape. It could be a pyramid. It could be a mountain. It could be a rock. It could be a pair of soccer cleats. It doesn't matter what the shape is. It's more the representation of what it means to you, so you can embrace the whole of you and live life accordingly. And we've talked a lot about that on the Tiff and Tony show, understanding that we are emotional creatures, and we are to feel every emotion that goes through our body. We don't need to express it, but we should feel it, right? And know that that's part of who we are. Well, I think putting that shape to your life allows you to open up to the fullness of life and say, yeah, this is who I am, and this is what it represents for me right now.
So that's our challenge to all of you listening, is brainstorm, really think about it. You don't have to come up with this shape overnight. Just be pondering and thinking about what the shape of your life could be. and you can journal about it if that's helpful. You can get a tattoo and go full commitment like Tony did. But don't put yourself in a box. Don't pick a shape that you think you should pick. Just really think about what is a shape you're drawn to, or what is a hobby that really is life-giving to you that you can pull out some shape or symbol out of that. You can get as creative as you want, and also it could be a super simple object like Tony said, just something that you can hold on to that represents you, the wholeness of you, and what you want out of life, what you want to give back to life, and share it with us. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
If you're watching this video on any of our social media channels, on YouTube, comment below and let us know. We want to hear your stories and why the shape that you've chosen is important to you.
Yes. Thank you very much. That is awesome.
Well, thank you, Tony. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. I'm going to go find a sandy beach to hang out with my dogs on the river, and we'll see everybody next week.
Enjoy. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining Tony and me in this week's episode of the Tiff and Tony Show. We hope you feel encouraged and motivated to keep growing with us. If you like what we do here at PureGame, one of the best ways you can support us is by liking and sharing this video with your friends on social media. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel using the button directly below this video on YouTube, and you can donate at our website, www.thepuregame.org. And with that, we'll see you right back here next week.